Ever noticed a baby with a slightly misshapen head and wondered what might be the cause? This could be a case of infant flathead syndrome, also known by the medical term positional plagiocephaly. This syndrome is quite common, and for the most part, harmless. It often happens when a baby spends a lot of time lying on their back or in a particular resting position. This continuous pressure on one part of their delicate skull can lead to a temporary change in shape. As a parent or caregiver, it's natural to feel a bit alarmed or concerned when noticing this. But remember, this is a common occurrence and usually resolves on its own as the baby grows and starts moving more. However, understanding the condition can help alleviate any worries you might have. Now that we've introduced the topic, let's delve into the causes of this condition. So, what causes a baby's head to become flat? It's mostly about pressure and time. Let's delve into the primary cause of infant flathead syndrome, also known as positional plagiocephaly. The key factor here is prolonged pressure on one specific area of the baby's head. This pressure can come from a variety of sources. However, it usually stems from the baby spending a lot of time sleeping on their back or using certain resting positions. Think about it like this. When you press a soft piece of clay into a hard surface, it conforms to the shape of that surface, right? The same principle applies to a baby's skull. During the first several months of life, a baby's skull is very soft and malleable. This softness allows the brain to grow quickly, but it also means the skull can change shape under consistent pressure. When a baby spends a significant amount of time in one position, such as lying on their back, the pressure of their head against the surface can cause a flat spot to develop. This is why the condition often appears in babies around 2 months of age when they begin to sleep for longer stretches. Now, you might be wondering, isn't it recommended for babies to sleep on their back to prevent sudden infant death syndrome? And you're absolutely right. This recommendation is part of the Back to Sleep campaign, a public health initiative that has dramatically reduced the incidence of sudden infant death syndrome since its inception. However, while sleeping on the back is crucial for a baby's safety, it's also important to balance this with supervised, awake tummy time. This can help to alleviate constant pressure on the same area of the baby's head and promote stronger neck and shoulder muscles. So, in essence, the cause of infant flathead syndrome is a combination of a baby's soft, pliable skull, the amount of time spent in certain positions, and the pressure exerted on the skull in these positions. Understanding the causes is the first step. Next, we discuss how to address this condition. The good news is that there are several ways to manage and even prevent infant flathead syndrome. One of the most effective methods is something as simple as altering your baby's sleep position. This approach is not just about switching from back to belly. It's about varying the orientation of your little one's head while they're in dreamland. You see, babies' skulls are soft and malleable to accommodate their rapidly growing brains. This flexibility, while necessary, makes their heads susceptible to reshaping under consistent pressure. When your baby sleeps in the same position night after night, the continuous pressure on one part of their head can lead to a flattened appearance over time. Here's where changing sleep positions comes into play. By regularly shifting your baby's sleep position, you can help distribute the pressure more evenly across their head, reducing the risk of developing a flat spot. For instance, one night you might place your baby's head to the right and the next to the left. However, it's important to note that this doesn't mean you should put your baby to sleep on their stomach. The Back to Sleep campaign, launched in the 90s to reduce the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, still stands. Babies should always be placed on their backs to sleep, but alternating the direction of the head is what we're aiming for here. Also, when we talk about changing sleep positions, it's not just about nighttime sleep, it's about naps too. Consistency is key. The more consistently you can alternate your baby's head position during sleep, the more evenly distributed the pressure will be, and the less likely your baby is to develop a flat spot. Changing sleep positions is a simple step, but there's more to it. Let's continue. Another great way to address this condition involves something called tummy time. This might sound like a fun game, and in many ways it is, but it's also an incredibly effective method for combating infant flathead syndrome. So what exactly is tummy time? Simply put, it's when you place your baby on their stomach during periods when they are awake and alert. This position can help develop neck strength and relieve pressure on the back of the baby's head, which in turn can prevent flat spots from forming or help to correct them if they've already appeared. However, it's important to remember that tummy time should always be supervised. While it can be a great tool for preventing and treating infant flathead syndrome, it's crucial to ensure that your baby is safe and comfortable at all times. Never leave your baby unattended during tummy time, and always make sure they're on a flat, safe surface. Incorporating tummy time into your baby's routine can be as simple as placing them on their stomach for a few minutes after a diaper change or during playtime. As they grow and their neck strength increases, you can gradually extend these tummy time sessions. Tummy time is not just fun, it's also part of the solution. But remember, always supervise during tummy time. Infant flathead syndrome can be a cause for concern, but it's usually manageable with some simple steps. This condition, also known as positional plagiocephaly, often arises from prolonged pressure on one area of the baby's head. But fear not, solutions are at hand. Regularly changing the baby's sleep position can alleviate this pressure. Additionally, tummy time, or placing the baby on their stomach during awake periods, can be beneficial. Remember, every baby is unique. If you're worried about your baby's head shape, don't hesitate to consult with a healthcare professional.